All right, we are in motion here. Well, welcome. Happy Sunday, y'all. You guys having a good night? Good weekend so far? Besides having to jump on our class on a perfect summer night. All right, so we'll bring up our last week's assignments here. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. So who went out there and did their homework? Wow, talkative group here tonight.
I did my homework.
All right, let's hear it. How'd it go?
It went awesome. Do you want me to talk about it real quick?
Yeah, I'd love to see what you got for me homework here.
Okay, so I'm really lucky that I actually, because I was at Leadership Conference, I bought one of these 80 books, right? Which I'm supposed to use to duplicate with you guys eventually, but I'm using it to take notes for myself this time. So check this out. I got my 21 people I contacted. I have a couple of new customers from it. I have my customers already on board that I have that I'm trying to get them to get their 3 for free. And then I have a couple of people promoters up here on the fence. And then I have notes from all of conversations, or not conversations, I'm sorry, our vet trainings. And you know, you guys, I've listened to these vet trainings. This is my 4th time. But this time I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to really encourage myself to follow through as much what we possibly can. And so I made sure that every time I listened to a vet training, I had nothing else distracting me, and I sat down and took notes. Out of the vet trainings we had, I'm going to tell you my favorite one was by Rod, the one on networking. And I honestly wish I would have listened to it first, because out of all the times I've listened to it, I gathered the most this time, and I gathered the most of what I am missing at my network. And just listening to that, you know Josh has said it many times, the size of your list equals the size of your business. But just one of the first things he said is that he used to be an engineer, and he was not happy with his engineering job, which he was in for 10 years. Did you guys all hear that? And he said, he thought at one point, I guess I should learn to be okay with this position because this is the best it's going to be. So here was an educated man out there in his business for 10 years who was ready to settle. And it made me think about so many people that we come across in life, and even some of us here. How many of us are willing to settle with what we have? And if you're willing to settle with what you have, then what are you doing with your Visalis? Probably being happy or comfortable with where it's at. So the only way we are going to encourage ourselves and grow our network and make it go further is if we are not happy with our current situation, but so unhappy we're willing to do whatever it takes to grow further than what we want. And I'm here with my family camping right now. I'm here with my family camping right now and on a phone call with you guys. And this is why. My father-in-law asked me, "You're on vacation, you're working," and he used to work for Dow, and I offered you to earn stock in 5 months, but you had to work for it. Would you work every single weekend to get it, more of it? And he was like, "Oh, okay." You guys were earning equity in a multi-billion-dollar company. That's all for me.
I love it. You got all that from Rods, huh?
Well, I mean, I've heard Nick's before, and it's something that we've always gone over. So his definitions were a little bit different, and I love Kyle Facetti's too. But yeah, I loved Rod's. I don't know, it just hit me this time really big.
I find that interesting. Like, it's like we have all these superstars in Vi, and you are the 7th person in the past 2 days to say that they liked Rod's more than they liked everybody else's.
Isn't that crazy? I know. You guys, it's something he said. The source for our list is our cell phone, email, social media. Just a source. That's just a source. I don't know. It just hit me really big this time. I challenge everybody to go back and listen to it. 17 minutes. Go back and listen to it.
Who else did their video homework? Who else did their video homework and wants to sound off?
I did, Josh. I'll double up on what Rachel said with Rod. I always thought that my list was my phone. And he said all that list is a source, just like she said. And I've watched that thing twice, but it finally clicked in my brain. Like you said, your phone is a source, your email is a source, your Facebook is a source, your Instagram is a source, your Twitter is a source, but none of them are your list. They only lead to build your list. And the other thing I got out of the first one was from Kyle Passetti. He said, I challenge you to turn your TV off for 2 years and then turn it back on, and the same crap that's going on now is going to be in 2 more. It'll never change. So things will never change unless we change our ways. And of course, Nick's with the conscious and unconscious repetition. He referenced a guy, I don't know who it was, that was in sales for 25 years. And he said this guy is a master of sales. And you can master this business in 10 days or a week or 6 months. And it's taken him 25 years to get to where he's at. It's almost like, how dare you quit or how dare you give up after a week or 2 or 6 months or 3 months. So, and I've watched those videos at least 3 times each. And every time I watch it, something else comes out. But I did what Rachel did. I bought the book, the AD book. I'm writing notes next to each one of those videos that I can refer back to. Or if somebody asks me a question, I can refer back to it. Because I'm visual. I can't stand the phone stuff, but I have to be able to see what I want to kind of convey to people, and this way I can write it down right in the book.
I love it. Who watched Kyle Passetti's video that they want to sound off on here? I want to hear some about that. Kyle's.
I did.
Let's hear it.
Let's see. For his the dream, he was saying it's okay to be selfish. And I think that's what I kind of needed to hear, that it's okay that I want something for me and not just for everybody else. Being a mom, especially, like, that really hit me. And that we write the chapter and we get to choose that chapter, what it says. So that's just another powerful thing that really hit me from his video today. So
now, how do you? So you took it and it hit you. So how do you apply it now? So what is it? What is it that you're going to be able to apply that you maybe feel like you've never had before? Why was that so different hearing that?
I think because, especially in these last few weeks, just the changes that I've been going through personally, I feel like I'm like every day that I do something to better myself, whether it be for this business or not, I'm writing another sentence in that chapter. Like I feel like I have more control over my life with each and every day passing. So, but just those little bitty actions that I do every day, like, even though it seems significant at the time, they all add up.
Interesting. So just out of curiosity, honesty, who did not watch any of the videos that we gave, and who did not do their homework for last week? Jenny. We got to be honest here, guys. We got to be transparent. Mel, Don, Antonio. Right.
I only watched one video, I'll be honest.
Oh, my own house. I can't even enforce it. My own house.
Hey, I take care of your kids.
Oh, wow.
That was funny.
That was
I'll be honest, I haven't been able to. I have to renew my vet this week, so I just had a bad week.
So here's what we're going to dive into, and this isn't going to be a bitch session. Don't worry, guys. But what I do get concerned about is, everybody by now, especially on here, they all know my heart. You guys all know that, I want it so bad for everybody else. I want it so much for everybody else. I lose sleep at night for so many people all the time. And you know how it feels like when, y'all have kids on here, right? Y'all have kids on here. And when you worry about your kids, what happens to your stress level? What happens inside to your your brain, your blood pressure, your neck. Like, what happens to it?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And you can ask Carol, it drives her insane. But she should understand this because she's a mother, the way I stress for all of you. Like, I want it so bad for every single one of you. And it's very hard because, like, and just so you all know where my heart is, like, when I first got in, the nail was so deep for us. Like, the nail was so deep for Carol and I, and you all might be able to relate on here. The nail was so deep. We could not borrow another dime from anybody else. Like, the devil could not possibly have thrown one more thing into our life that would have made us go, are you kidding me? Because everything had already come, you know, deaths. We've had people like literally repossessions, lost homes, commission cuts. I mean, you name it, every single thing that had happened. So when I got in, it's really hard. So if you guys ever wonder why is Quady such a douche sometimes? Or why is he so insensitive? Why is he so hardcore? Like, why is it? And the reason is, guys, is because, like, I love you guys so much and I want it so bad for everybody else. And to come out of the gutter that Carol and I had to come out of, like, the nail was so deep for me. There was no like getting ready time. There was no like, okay, I'm gonna get going. It was, I came in just like guns a-blazing after that 9th month. So months 0 through 9, like I was in Vi. But I don't think Vi was necessarily in me. But it was on that 9th month when the nail had just gotten so deep. It was just like, all right, that's it. And so what happened is how many events do you guys think anybody had to force me to get to? 0. And this is something that I want to share with you guys because it is interesting. Who out here literally believes that in today's day and age, we are so distracted in society, it's not even funny? How much distraction out there is for people?
It's everywhere you go. It's in your hand.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting that we've never had so much information to fighting obesity, yet we're the heaviest we've ever been in the world? Isn't it interesting how we've never had so much access to information on acquiring wealth, but we're the brokest we've ever been in the whole world? Does anybody find that interesting? And the reason why is that our biggest strength right now is our biggest weakness. Okay? Our biggest strength is our biggest weakness right now. And it's technology, and it's basically what it is it all comes down to us, like if we're intentional or not. Like, for instance, if we ever had one of these, I remember when we very first started doing these bad boys, like you better darn well bet 7:55, I was logged in on my computer, and if Nick Sarnicola was on there, I'm not comparing myself to Nick Sarnicola, but you better darn well bet I was with the notes, I was doing everything, and if Nick told me to jump, guess what I said?
How high?
How high? How high? What do you need me to do? I'm here to grow. I need to grow. I need to grow. I need to grow. So this isn't I promise you guys at all, this isn't a bitch session. Sometimes it might just be like, well, how did you do it? People ask how I did it all the time. And guys, when you're working all day long, what happens at the end of the day when you're done working a 40 or 50 hour job?
You want to chill out.
You want to chill out. You want to relax because why? What happens at the end of the day? You're so what?
Tired.
Tired.
The life sucked out of you.
Life is sucked out of you. And it's because the world moves so fast. The world moves so fast. And we're just now adjusting to all this technology. Guys, we're all just adjusting to this technology, okay? You know, you ever hear people make fun of millennials all the time? Like, oh, millennials, they just don't get it, blah, 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 blah. You know, millennials, it's funny when I listen to this and I hear my grandparents talk to us about millennials and my mom talk about millennials. I'm like, you raised us. You raised us. It's not the millennials' fault. We raised us. It's all of us. We're all adjusting to this new way of life. Is life a little bit different than 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Anybody? But do we all still use the same practices now that we did 10 years ago?
Mm-mm.
A lot of us are still using old practices. And with technology, it's absolutely amazing. It's our greatest strength, but it also can be our biggest weakness if we let it. Because while we've never had, this is like the greatest time to be alive in life, because now everybody's got a clean slate. Everybody's got an equal playing level. Everybody's got an equal playing field. What I get excited for you guys right now is 5 to 10 years, I can't wait for you guys to tell everybody how you did it. I cannot wait for you guys on this line right now that are all paying attention can't wait till you guys all tell everybody how you did it. Because everybody else is going to have the story of what?
How they could do it, how they didn't do it.
Why it didn't happen. Okay? And let's be honest. What story do you guys like hearing in your life when people are working with you? Do you like to hear how they did it or why it didn't happen?
How they did it.
How they did it.
Now think about y'all as a job. Think about y'all as entrepreneurs. Does anybody on here own a business? Okay, George, you want to sound off? Actually, we'll put Melanie and George on there. So what is it like, Melanie and George, we'll call on you two. So between you two, we'll ask each of you, what happens when you have an employee that didn't follow through on what they were supposed to do? What is the automatic thing that you want to hear?
Automatic thing that I want to hear is that they did follow through. If they don't follow through, 9 times out of 10, I have to follow through for them.
But you're paying them to follow through.
Not really in my business. They get paid as realtors when we close the deal, and yeah, I guess they do. They still get the commission when they close, even if I have to do it.
Bing.
Mm-hmm.
I picked on George specifically because real estate and network marketing are so dang close, as I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, Melanie, so you own your own business, right? So what?
Yes.
So what happens when people don't do what they're supposed to do? What's the first thing that goes through your mind when they tell you how it didn't happen?
That I hope that they figure out a way for it to happen.
And isn't that amazing? How smart are us? How smart are human beings? They're very highly intelligent. Human beings are very highly intelligent, and they always find a way. They always find a way. So what I want you guys to do is I cannot wait for you guys to, as soon as we get off here, I want you guys to just go do what you got to do. But here's a few people will do this. Write out your testimony, your ambassador speech on stage, and how you did it. And everybody else, write at how it didn't happen. And you tell me what story's better. Everybody, I'm gonna tell you guys this right now, and you guys can take from this what you will, and I'm gonna jump into the lesson. You get out of life what you tolerate. Okay? You get out of life what you tolerate. You are who you believe you are. Okay? And at the end of the day, nobody wants to hear how it didn't happen. Because everybody already has that story. Who has that story, how it didn't happen? Who has that story? Everybody has that story, how it didn't happen. People want to know how you did it. And when you know the why, you'll figure out the how. And when you're deep with the why, and this business means so much to you, you will start showing up on time, present, ready to go, ready to learn. What do I got to do? Poor, hungry, driven. That's all I was. People ask me all the time how you did it. I was poor, I was hungry, and I was driven. If you're not, you got to figure out a driver. So, all right, we are deep into this right now. So I actually, that was actually part of the few of the lessons here. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. So we already went over the last week's sessions. So who got their one customer? Who got their one promoter?
Well, I got 2 customers, but I got my last promoter last Sunday before the lesson, so you said that didn't count.
Yeah, that don't count, you cheater.
I did get one customer.
Hey, how'd you do it?
She was one that I had been working on for a while now. I just kind of always kept following up with her and following up with her. She had actually used Vi. Somebody had given her a bag of it, and she had saw results. So instead of going back to that person, she actually came to me because I was following through with her.
Very good job. I love those ones that you've been talking to forever and they finally ordered. Those are the most frustrating ones that make you pull your hair out, aren't they?
Yes, I do have another one too right now that I'm going to be talking to. I've talked to her again just recently. She had gastric bypass a while back and actually gained back majority of her weight. I had talked to her about it back then when she first started talking about it, but then she really made a heart-wrenching post on Facebook about how distraught she was about her life and where she's at because of gaining the weight back. And so I sent her a message out again, said, your story really broke my heart. I have a solution for you if you want to give me the time. So she started asking me questions, stuff like that, and she's willing to, we're going to get on the phone and do some more chatting.
Very nice. Great job. All right, who's got another victory they want to share?
I got 2 promoters.
Hey, what the heck?
I know.
Go ahead and give me a round of applause on that one there.
And my one promoter, I got her to be Rising Star.
Hey!
So excited. But now I just followed up with customers, and then I told them what was going on. And they're like, well, okay, because they were getting results, so they decided to take a chance and do it. So, talk to your customers.
Great job. You guys got to take yourselves off mute. That's the only Rising Star broke this weekend. You guys got to give some love there. We got another fellow first 1,000 PBVer that's literally $30-something away. I don't even know if she knows it or not, that she's at $30 away from 1,000 PBV. Who would that be? I'm looking at you.
Jenny King.
Great job.
Woo! So Jason placed an order and he must have did something wrong. So anyway, I think we're supposed to be there. So we have to fix that tomorrow.
No.
That's
a
funny.
customer placed an order, not your husband to get you a
Oh no, yes. No, that is true. I have 2 new customers. I have 2 new customers. My sister started her challenge, and then she has a friend who started her challenge. And my mom and dad have jumped on our family challenge, which is like huge, completely amazing. So
What is it? Why do you say that? Because
their health journey is incredible. My dad's an amputee from age 26, had like a quadruple bypass, now has the hardening of the lungs. Always forget the name of it. He's using a walker. He has oxygen full time now. My mom is a liver transplant survivor, a kidney transplant survivor, type 2 diabetic. Like she's like 83, but she's really only 70. So they're like not well at all and way overweight and just very, very unhealthy. And so, they're hopping on the challenge. They want to win the $5,000, and I think we can. So that's our mission.
So do you feel the family challenge had a big deal with that? That's why they never jumped on? Or was it easier for you to talk to them? Why?
Well, they did the shakes a little bit before, but when I talked to them about reaching a different goal and doing it as a family, and now that my sister's on board, we have 2 people kind of supporting their event amongst the same product line. And we just know, like, my dad, he will only get worse. He's not going to get better. So he will only get worse, and we know that the time may be short. So we just talked about, like, where would you want to go on vacation? What do you want to do? My mom will never step foot in an airplane. So we're thinking, like, I don't know, that train ride up somewhere in Canada. I haven't researched it a lot, but they were just shooting out ideas like that. And I just told them, I go, that story can win. I can write the story. We can do this if you stay motivated and if you stay dedicated and do it. And I did say this. I go, what else do you have to lose except the weight? And you get to walk further. I said, you're not going to lose anything by doing this. So, yeah.
I just want to give Jenny a big shout out because she got her parents to jump on a challenge before I have, and I've been in for 8 years. So congratulations. So
Thanks.
my parents are still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it. My grandparents are. I'm still thinking about it. I'm going to come back to me next quarter. I'm going to start on January 1st. And they're always
All right.
So congratulations. Well, moving into that right now. So the goal for week 2 is 2 customers and or 2 promoters in your business. And what we want to focus on right now, the big thing is the entrepreneur roller coaster. Has anybody ever been on an entrepreneur roller coaster?
We are every day.
Every day. Entrepreneur roller coaster. What is the entrepreneur roller coaster? Anybody want to give me an example? Somebody that hasn't talked yet. What's the entrepreneur roller coaster?
One day you feel great, the next day you're like down in the dumps. Highs and lows.
Entrepreneur roller coaster. One day everything's going great, and then the next minute your uncle and sad Sally and somebody makes fun of the shakes because they're girly, or somebody says, oh, I did that thing before. You know, you're all high, you're all sitting high, and somebody comes in and they just got to sweep out all the positivity. You got to sweep you out right off your feet. Just because how many people know that when you're on top or when you're feeling good, as much as everybody else likes to say that they care about people, do y'all know that there's a lot of haters out there? I don't know if y'all know this or not. Did y'all know that there's haters out there? Haters do not like to see people happy. Even the most kind-hearted people, the big-hearted people in the whole world, they're kind of a little bit of haters. You know what I mean? Because they like to pull you down. It's that, and so the key to entrepreneurship that I found is it's good to stay excited. It's good to get excited because that's what's going to make you last throughout the bad times. But what it is it's staying level. So instead of going like this every single day, instead of living your life like this, like you're hot 1 minute, cold the next minute, hot 1 minute, cold the next minute, because when you're hot, how easy is it to work when you're hot? How easy is it to reach out to people when you're hot?
Very easy.
Very easy. Now, how about when you're cold, when everything is down? You guys ever heard of Murphy's Law? If something can go wrong, it will, or something like that. So when you're down, how easy is it to reach out to people when you're down or when things aren't going your way?
Not very.
Not very. So guess where people hang out the majority of the time?
Downers.
In the down. In the downs. Because when they're up, it's easy. It's good. We don't work as hard as we should. But when we're down, we stay down a lot longer than it is. The big difference I can tell you in entrepreneurship is the people that stay down the least amount of time are always the ones that have success because they automatically know how. I believe it goes like this. Those who, if you're, Rachel, you want to tell me what it is? It's something about the storm. Say it again.
You're either in a storm, going out of a storm, or about ready to go into a storm.
So about ready to go into a storm. So is there any avoiding storms?
No. Put your rain gear on.
Is death going to happen no matter what? Is a kid going to get sick no matter what? Is somebody going to say something stupid to you no matter what? It is part of life. And as much as like you want to be like, okay, I know it happens. It does hurt, you know, when the lower parts hurt. But you just have to know, oh, cool. That's just part of the lows. That's just coming. So if you automatically know it's coming, is it ever going to be a surprise? No, because you know in some form, shape, or some way it's coming. You know that some shape, form, or way. But what the difference is the people that when the storms come, the time that you sit there and stew about it, that's the difference. Because if you're sitting there like, oh my gosh, you're here. Whenever the storms come to me, I always sit there and have a conversation with the devil. I'm like, oh, you're here again? All right, well, I'm going to have to reschedule, okay? Because I got stuff to do, all right? And then I peace out. I move on because I know it's coming. And then eventually he gets tired of rescheduling with you. That's the easiest way I can possibly explain it. So just staying level in your business, staying level. Don't get overly excited when a promoter comes in, and don't get overly depressed when a customer decides, you know what, this just isn't for me right now. because eventually, just like with what Krista just had happen, they're eventually coming on. But what there is, though, is there's safety in numbers. There's safety in numbers. So what I used to do is instead of going for yeses, I used to go for nos. Because to me, rejection, I took that to heart big time. When somebody said no, I felt like they were saying no to me. I felt like they were just like, I felt like I was a failure. If I was talking to 10 people, and if I couldn't get 8, 9, 10 people on, I felt like I was a failure. I really did feel like I was failing. Like, I would take it to heart every single person that wouldn't come on. I think that's a big reason why the first 9 months I didn't have success. Is because when you're hearing so many no's, but if you're expecting the yeses, if you're feeling so many no's, okay? So let's say this. For every yes, I need to hear a yes. So what's the percentage of people saying yes? Okay? If only 1 out of 10 person is saying yes and I'm going for yeses, how much am I succeeding? What's the percentage? I am succeeding what?
10%.
But if I'm going for no's and I'm getting 9 out of 10.
Woo! 90%, hey, baby.
90%, baby. And that's all it really was just literally.
I need my teacher to say it's an A.
This is like the first time I've ever succeeded at something in my life when I started going for no's. I'm like, I can get no's all day long. But it took for somebody to, and what happened was when I actually started getting excited and I wasn't the cool guy anymore, like I was always the cool guy. I couldn't have fun with the challenge. I couldn't really do anything. But once I actually just changed my mindset, once I actually changed how I approached it and how I thought of it, like I started getting 90% no's. But then I actually felt like, I was like, okay, perfect. I started talking to people like, hey, do you mind coming over to my house being one of my no's? I need 9 no's to get 1 yes. So do you mind coming over and being one of my no's? I need 4 no's today. Every no, I started celebrating it. And it was as simple as that. And I started getting happy and I started getting excited. But what happened was the thing is, because I was getting more no's, what was I doing?
You were working.
I was working. I was talking to more people. And because I was talking to more people, I was figuring it out. And because I was diving in and I was adjusting my conversation, where people don't adjust is when they're going for yeses and they start getting depressed because they're not getting as many yeses as they want. And a yes is not, a no is not a no for good, is it? A no is just a no for right now.
Later.
A big part of the rear where I got my momentum from, guys, is I was getting so many no's, but because I was getting so many no's, I was getting better. I was getting a lot of yeses. And I wasn't going on the entrepreneur roller coaster. That's how I prevented myself from being on an entrepreneur roller coaster here. So if you're spending 10 hours a week on your business, I'm going to give you guys a quick little tip on where you should be spending your time at, okay? So 6 hours of it should be in IGAs. 6 hours of your 10 hours should be spent in IGAs. Anybody know what an IGA is?
Income generating activity.
Income generating activity. So is that talking to all your existing customers and all your existing promoters every day for 10 hours?
No. Reaching out and getting new.
Reaching out and getting new. Following up with other people. Or working in your team. Working in your team's new people. Which, by the way, I'm going to give you guys the formula. I'm going to give you guys the model. I'm telling you this right now. Mark my words. Right now, do you guys love helping people? Do you guys love helping children? You guys want to raise your hand? Just, do you guys love what VI stands for and everything? Like the heart, the products, the lives that it saves. I mean, you guys got to hear Melanie's story. She's going to have to shoot a video and post it on our on this July's AD launch or something. Melanie literally has an amazing story just off the neon alone. Okay, like holy cow, enough to give you chills right there. So we love these stories right there. But how many of you guys want to make money? Every single hand goes up. I knew you guys were all here for the money. That was a test. One team, one dream is not here for the money. Man, y'all suckers. No, I'm just kidding. I'm here to make a lot of money too. I'm here to save the world and make a lot of money, okay? This 1,000 PBV model, my goodness. Real quick, how do you help somebody go out there and break area director? You help 5 people do what?
Get their Premier Kit for free.
5 people go get a free Premier Kit. 5 families go get a free Premier Kit. 5 families go get a free Premier Kit. 5 families go get a what?
Free Premier Kit.
You want to go regional director? Boom. You go help 10 people, 10 families go get a what?
Free Premier Kit.
Are you kidding me? That is the model. This right here, mark my words right now, once everybody adapts this, because a lot of times it used to be, well, I don't know, I can't get promoters. I can't get this. I can't get this. I don't know how the PBV works. I don't know how the RQV works. I don't know how this works. Now it is so dang simple. So if you're spending your time in IGAs, if you're working with a brand new promoter, all you have to do is say, if you're working with a brand new promoter, what's their first goal? We got to help you get your
Kit for
free Premier Kit for free. How many of y'all on here would get confused sometimes? I'm like, oh, where do I even start? How do I help this person? Do a party? Do they do this? Do they have to hit Rising Star and start with their GQV because they just started with the EPS? So they have to hit in 30 days, or they don't get into the pools and all that stuff. Did it confuse the heck out of anybody else? Because I know it did me, and I've been in a long time. Now, as soon as somebody comes in, everybody on this particular July launch, what's your guys' goal by the end of the month? Minimally, what's your guys' goal?
1,000 PBV.
1,000 PBV. If everybody goes out there and hits 1,000 PBV, what happens?
Everybody gets a free Premier Kit, a couple $100 right away.
And you get paid a lot of money. What if you had 10 people all hitting 1,000 PBV? What if you had 10 families in your team with 1,000 PBV?
Be a regional director. Pretty close.
Making about $2,000 a month, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Zoik, Scoob. Yeah. So this is hot, and it's picking up big time. So what we need to be doing is in 60%, 6 hours need to be spent in IGAs, 2 hours needs to be spent in retention, and 20% in education. Most people do 70% education, 20% retention, and 10% IGAs. It's the complete opposite side around. It's the complete other way around. It's literally spending 60% of your time, 6 hours a week, in IGAs, income generating activities, and diving down with your team, connecting with your team, income generating activities. An income generating activity would be as simple as this. Who followed through on their 3 a day last week? Whoa, Diane, Morna, Ray. I don't believe Rachel. So,
I told you it.
You're breaking up. Are you going through a tunnel? Hold on. Let's see if we can't boot Rachel off this Zoom here. So, just kidding. Diane, how'd you do it?
Most of it was through that LinkedIn account that I just started because everybody is networking there. That's basically what it's for. So I sent them a message like, how can I help you? And then, hey, do you know anybody? Something about the family challenge and helping families and being healthy.
Great job. Great job. Morna.
I actually would go up to people and I'd go in stores and start talking to people.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I actually went to a women's luncheon and there were 20 people there. So got a big one that day.
That's a little out of my league. I don't do that. I don't talk to people unless they say, all right, I'm ready to start the challenge. That's the only time I talk to people. They come to me. I don't be talking to people out of nowhere. I make appointments or no way. No, good job. Wow. So basically you're just talking.
I'm just talking. I'm excited, yes, because of the weight I lost and how different I look. And I have to learn how to follow up. That's something I need to work at. Yeah.
And we got to give it up for Morna. Morna's at 555 right now in PBV. She's almost at 1,000 PBV herself. You're only a little bit away. Great job.
Woo!
All right, so busy 3 a day. All it really takes is literally just going out there, little consistencies, little base hits every single day get you into the Hall of Fame. So I only got a couple more minutes left here before I'm done. But everything, what it really comes down to, guys, what it really all boils down to is the little generating activities every single day. The little base hits every single day. Filling your funnel every single day. Putting a little bit in every single day. When you work 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours that day, and you don't want to do anything, what do?
Do it anyway.
You still do it anyway. You still do it anyway. When you're drained and everything, remember this, y'all. The daytime is when you're building somebody else's dream. The nighttime, who's that for?
For us.
That's your time. Daytime is for somebody else's dream. Nighttime's for yours. Do not, and I repeat,
Do not
let somebody else steal your life. Do not let somebody else take away from you. Do not let somebody else use 8, 9, 10 hours to drain of everything that you have throughout your whole life, okay, to prevent you and making you be one of those people in 5 to 10 years having that story of why it didn't happen. Because it's all the little daily activities. It's all the little things that add up. It's all the little things that boil up. People think that success is just a bunch of home runs, you know. Babe Ruth was the king of what? What do we know Babe Ruth as the king of?
Well, home runs, but he struck out more.
Yeah, he was the king of strikeouts. Babe Ruth, we know him as the salt and the swat, the home run king, but he's also the king of striking out. Every single day, what people admire, like right now, what I see is people are so worried about their image nowadays. People are so worried about their image nowadays and what people think of them. You know, we see it all over reality TV, and it even puts a lot of pressure on us because the keep up of the Joneses has never been in such a strong effect right now, okay? And so what happens is we are so worried about making mistakes because social media puts it right out there in front of everybody's face. So it's like almost some of us are almost in hiding sometimes. But it's literally the little daily activities. Nobody sees the blood, the sweat, the tears, the little sacrifices that the champions made or the professional athletes make or the reality stars or the musicians that we see on TV, all the fame and all the wealth of the world. Nobody really sees the little things, the little daily activities, the little things every single day that make all that stuff happen. Guys, this is what this is. This is all this business is. It's not actually very hard at all. The work that we do is not very hard at all. It's getting ourselves to do a little bit every day. That's hard. It's every single day when we come home and we're drained or we want to hang out with our kids and we just want to just relax. That's hard. That's the hard part. When we don't want to do something, but we do it anyways, that's the hard part. You know what I mean? That's the hard part. Do you guys ever do something that you've been dragging off for a while, but when you actually do it a couple times and you're doing it in motion, it's actually fine? Like Malik, you probably experienced in the gym, like sometimes I go to the gym and I don't want to be there, but as soon as I get there and as soon as I start moving around, what happens?
You feel good.
You start getting involved with it. You start getting in. The hardest part is just getting started. And then once you actually start your business, start moving, actually start reaching out to people, it actually becomes a lot of fun because you start sharpening your skill set and you start becoming a master at this. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish off there just because my 45 minutes is up. But I hope today was useful. I hope that you guys are as excited as I am right now because I see a completely different, I don't know, something's different with you guys lately. I don't know what it is. Like, for one, the last time we did this round of area director trainings, this launch to ADs, like, this is like how half of you guys all were when I was doing the trainings. You guys all be like, hey, you look like my 4-year-old, like when I'm trying to talk to him and stuff. But now you're all like attentive. I see everybody taking notes, and you're intentional of what you want to do here. Everybody's smiling, it's like it's almost like you're intentionally know that this is your time and that you're going to be doing it this time. Okay? And what I also feel is everybody's doing their part. Everybody's doing their part. Like the greatest football teams, the greatest athletic programs out there is not because they got a few superstars. It's because they have a culture of every single person does their job, does their role. Like if I was a professional football player, Antonio, what happens if I'm a professional football player? And what happens if I miss my assignment? What happens to you as a running back? Oh, he's on mute and he's driving. Real good, Quady. Real good. We can't hear you. We never hear Antonio, actually. Dre, you can answer for him. You can read lips.
Yes, I can.
So what happens if I'm a professional football player and I'm a lineman, but the play is going on the other side and I miss my assignment? What happens?
The play gets spoiled.
So he's going to get wrapped up and he's going to get tackled.
That's correct.
And that's what some folks like. It's sometimes like, well, what does it make a difference if I don't show up tonight? What makes a difference if I don't go grab a customer tonight? If everybody all came to this call right here and they had 2 customers next week, or if they had their 2 promoters next Sunday night, what happens to the level? What happens to the energy? What happens to the belief of this AD launch right here, this particular group that we have? What happens?
Grows.
Guys, I'm telling you what right now, the moment that everybody gels together, we have got the perfect group together here. The moment that everybody comes and gels together, watch out. Watch out. I'm telling you what, I've done this for a long time. I've done this for a long time. And I've seen it all, okay? And the messaging that we have right now, the group that we have right now, I mean, my wife, for crying out loud, is reaching out to people. My wife, for crying out loud, wants to actually get involved. What's going on? That's how I know stuff's working. So with that, I'm done. I'm going to post the homework assignment. I'm not going to spell it out, but does anybody want to sound off? Does anybody want to let me know what they're going to do here this week? Does anybody else want to create like a massive energy chain, like a massive belief building week and actually go out there and do something?
Yes.
Sound off. Where my leaders at?
Yeah.
Sound off. Where my future leaders at?
Absolutely. 100%. Can I add something real? I'm listening to a book because I've been driving a lot this week, and it's called The Barefoot Entrepreneur. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so this Barefoot Entrepreneur is kind of a chick book, but it's pretty good reference in building network marketing. And she said you want to have as many failures as possible. Everything. Fail all the time. And when you fail constantly, it makes you stronger. Especially basketball players, football players, a professional at anything. They have failed times, but they keep getting up and doing it again so they can become. That was awesome.
Thanks, Rachel. I am a big failure, so that means I'm going to be awesome very soon. I was just going to say the same thing. Woo! I'm just listening to her CDs right now, and they're in the car, so I'll make sure I post that tonight. Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Rach.
Thank you.
Let's hear from our new shareholders, Malik and Nikki. What y'all got?
Woo!
I wanted to ask a question. I did get 2 customers this week.
Hey!
And one of them was from a lady that was on the challenge before. She reached her goal, so I hit her daughter up, and her daughter got on the challenge as well. So my question to you is, do I have to get 2 customers next week, or I can just get 1?
Oh!
2. I say 2, Nikki.
I'm just joking.
Just take the rest of the month off.
I'm a hit for 5. How about that?
Yeah, just take the rest of the year off. Just take the rest of the year off at that point. Hey.
In fact, you know what? Just cancel next Sunday, too. We don't need to do that.
No. Absolutely not.
I already went to the gym this week. Do I have to go more?
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Well, I'm proud of you guys. I've never been more proud of One Team, One Dream in my life. Yeah, this is heating up.
Yeah.
Getting
Ooh,
fun.
thank you, Ash.
This is getting fun. So proud of you guys. Anybody else got anything else? Some of y'all itching like you want to talk, but like, is it my time? Can I really?
RST. We got to get everybody to RST.
Yes. Yes. If I could focus on two things, if I had one wish, that would be we get off this line. Everybody has a strategy for themselves and 3 other people in their teams to get to 1,000 PBV. And everybody promoted regional success training August 13 in Detroit. The energy that's going to happen, the energy that's happening right now, you guys want to talk about belief level? What happens if we had 300 of us freaking crazy One Team, One Dreamers, and we're all in Detroit together, and there's 100 new One Team, One Dreamers watching us crazy freaking nutballs all sit there and taking over like 70% of the arena, all screaming, One Team, One Dream, One Team, One Dream. And all 100 of your new promoters are sitting there watching that.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome.
That's what happened. That's the stuff that you've got to think about.
And their belief level will be really high at that point.
Oh my gosh. Everybody walks into that level, that event with 1,000 PBV, and they bring 2 people that are already 1,000 PBV with them, and then they bring 4 or 5. That right there, you guys go nuts. Balls of the, or not balls, sorry, there's kids on and women on, sorry. You guys go nuts. Everybody goes out there and just gets 1,000 PBV. You keep it really simple. And the belief level raises in July because now you got a story for everybody. And now you're actually doing it. You're not talking about it, but you're being about it. Here at One Team, One Dream, we bees about it. Okay? We bees about it. We don't be talking about it. Okay? So what happens is the belief level gets really big. Okay? Because you're actually doing it, and you're getting a paycheck for it, and you're getting a free Premier Kit, and it's a really simple conversation. So now people are going to start following you because you have a simple conversation and people are making money. If you have something simple and people are making money and there's a massive culture around it, like who was at that national director shareholder meeting the other day, last week? Did anybody else get chill bumps when One Team, One Dream took over that chant? Did anybody else like get chills? Was everybody else just like smiling ear to ear when like Mojo's team got up and they started cheering, and then Tribe Life, they were like getting drowned out by all of us, just freaking straight up in our jerseys, just slaughtering everybody? Did anybody else feel that? Was that just me?
No, as everybody. Even Nick was ear to ear grin.
Oh, dude. Everybody on here is getting a jersey. Everybody else on here is getting a shareholder. I mean, this is where it's at. And you know what the cool thing about shareholder is? All you got to do is help 20 families get a what?
Free Premier Kit.
Our AD calls from now on are going to be 5 minutes, okay? When we jump on. All right. Who helped their person get their free their family get their free Premier Kit this week? Me. All right, cool, guys. Peace. See you next week. But in order to help somebody else get their family, get their Premier Kit, y'all must first start with your what?
Premier Kit.
Your family. If I was everybody right now, I'd be getting on my Premier Kit. I would be coming up with a strategy how you get your free Premier Kit by the end of the month with 1,000 PBV. You all know how to look for it. And I would be coming up with a strategy how I can help 2 other people get 1,000 PBV by the end of the month. And I would be registering everybody for what? RST.
Any new promoter coming in should be registered. You should register any new promoter with an RST ticket included, even if you got to give them a chunk of your rebate back. That's what I'm.
Pull it out of your fast start bonus.
Yep.
Because do you guys answer me this? Do you guys feel the messaging's a lot simpler now? 1,000 BBB, so many families get this?
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
What's going to happen when they go to the event and we've got 300 people that now have something simple, people are making money, and we've got the best culture. Hands down, One Team, One Dream has the best culture. The best culture. Okay? We have the best culture. People are making money. They're good. They have something simple. The culture's there. Now you start piling in everybody into that. Guys, that's where wealth is made. And it's getting to the point now where I feel it coming to where literally I'm actually going to start teaching everybody what to do with their money, because I have such a strong feeling people are going to be starting to probably take down I was just talking to Rachel the other day. Rachel's in a position where she's probably going to be pulling in $6, $7, $8 a month, and not even at Ambassador. Dave too. Pretty shortly, all of y'all are following behind it. So, man, now y'all got me yapping again. I'm 15 minutes over. Son of a biscuit.
Get off.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. All right, guys.
Come on.
I love you guys. I'm going to put the homework up. Please come this Sunday ready, prepared. Watch your videos. Come up with your strategies on how to hit your, what? 1,000 PBB. How are you going to
1,000 PBB.
get families to 1,000 PBB? And we're getting everybody registered for
RST.
There's going to be an army of us there, guys. So love y'all. You guys have a good night, and go hang out with your fam. See y'all next Sunday.
Good night. Thanks, Josh.